Long before classical Greece. Before Athens, Sparta, and the age of philosophers. A powerful civilization rose on the rugged hills of southern Greece. They were known as the Mycenaeans, the first great Greek civilization. Around 2000 BC, Indo-European people later called the Aegeans migrated into Greece from the Balkans. Over time, they settled into small hilltop villages and began speaking an early form of the Greek language. By 1650 BC, these villages had grown into fortified cities, ruled by warrior kings and protected by massive stone walls. At the heart of this civilization stood Mycenae, a powerful city that would give its name to an entire age. At its height, Mycenaean Greece consisted of about 20 independent city-states, each ruled by a king and connected through trade, warfare, and shared culture. The Mycenaeans were master builders. Their cities were surrounded by enormous stone walls, so massive that later Greeks believed giants must have built them. One of the most famous entrances into Mycenae was the Lion Gate, constructed around 1300 BC. This gateway was both a symbol of royal authority and a defensive stronghold, allowing controlled access through the city walls. At the center of each city stood a royal palace, built on high ground and spread across multiple levels. From here, kings ruled over soldiers, craftspeople, farmers, and slaves. The Mycenaeans were wealthy and highly skilled artisans. Archaeologists have uncovered gold masks, cups, jewelry, and weapons, many of which were buried alongside elite leaders. One famous gold mask, discovered in a grave at Mycenae, was once believed to belong to Agamemnon, the legendary king of Greek myth. While modern scholars disagree with this identification, the mask still reveals the incredible artistry and status of Mycenaean rulers. Gold was imported from places like Egypt, and Mycenaean craftspeople transformed it into objects of beauty and power, even decorating swords and armor with gold inlays. Before building large cities, Mycenaean leaders were buried in elaborate beehive-shaped tombs, known today as tholos tombs. One of the most impressive is the Treasury of Atrus, featuring a towering stone doorway and a massive domed chamber inside. These tombs reflect a society that invested enormous resources into honoring royalty and reinforcing social hierarchy. Around 1450 BC, the Mycenaeans conquered Crete, taking control from the earlier Minoan civilization. From there, they expanded their influence across the Aegean Sea, establishing colonies on islands such as Rhodes and Cyprus. They traded widely across the Mediterranean, exchanging goods with Phoenicia, Egypt, and Italy, spreading Mycenaean culture far beyond Greece. By 1200 BC, the Mycenaean world began to fall apart. Cities were destroyed, trade networks collapsed, and many people were forced to flee. One major factor may have been attacks by seafaring groups later known as the Sea Peoples. Combined with internal instability and economic strain, these pressures led to the downfall of Mycenaean civilization. Their collapse marked the end of Greece's Bronze Age and the beginning of a long period of decline known as the Greek Dark Age. Though their cities fell, the Mycenaeans were not forgotten. Their language, culture, and legends lived on, eventually forming the foundation of classical Greek civilization. The heroes of Homer's epics, the kings of myth, and the roots of Greek identity all trace back to these early warrior kings of Mycenae. They were builders of stone, masters of gold, and the first to call Greece their home. The Mycenaeans, where Greek history truly began.